Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High's only begotten Son, Kahalayim La Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who ruled well, while Barakatham to the hopeful elect. Alright, now I'm going to be a quick lesson as a response to this news article by, what is this? I think it's Newsbreak. Let me see. Yep, Newsbreak. It says Amy Christie. Alright, now let's go ahead and get straight to it. And we're going to filter it out through the scriptures. It says, Louisville mother killed because she was getting a divorce. Alright, now we know, I'm going to go into the scriptures on the laws on divorce, but a woman is not supposed to be, it's not supposed to, ultimately in this society, women will leave the man that they're with, their husband, and then just go lay with other men. And technically, she's still subject unto that man that she was married to until he dies. All right, ultimately, this was straight judgment, from on high. But the way people do things in this society, women are just hop from man to man, and scriptures ain't with that shit. That's adultery. And before she could even do that, this happened. But there was bills of divorces, but they only did that like once. It wasn't no people just be getting divorced. You'll know women that have like 3 or 4 different divorces, been married this many times. That's not how it's supposed to work. There was bills of divorces that they were right, but ultimately that was the man who did it. See, in this society, the women choose, and that's why stuff doesn't work, because they rely straight off emotion, and they rely straight off emotion, and they also, they're indecisive or double-minded, as use of better words. They'll just say if they were with this one guy or one man, let's say they get married to a man, once they feel like they're not happy no more, once stuff gets hard or shaky, she's gonna want to leave that man. When stuff gets hard, they leave, or they're not gonna want to just deal with it and look at you'll see a lot of times whenever 2 people stay married for a long time, a man will say he stayed together because it was a stable household. He wanted the kids, he wanted his children to have his both parents and stuff like that. Now, women on the other hand, they don't give a damn about that shit. I've seen women just leave just because, I'm not happy, I'm just going to leave. My husband doing this, so I'm going to leave. But that's not how stuff work. But let's read, though. It says a 38-year-old woman and 45-year-old man were discovered dead in a Louisville house. The two had married in 2019 and were now in the process of getting divorced, according to authorities. What are the details? The couple was found Sunday night. The Louisville police officers believe it was probably a killing followed by a suicide. It says LaToya Connor, the man's wife, had last been seen on June 20th before the officials found her on Sunday, as the police revealed. That was when she told her 2 daughters that she was headed to Julio Connor's house to get a check. After she was gone for several days, the authorities opened a missing persons investigation for her. This happened on June 24th, when her family got very worried after not hearing from her so long. As WFAA points out, the Louisville detectives also got in touch with Julius' daughter from a previous marriage, and she told them that she hadn't been able to talk to him for several days. On Sunday morning, a neighbor reported a disturbance at the home on the 800 block of Pebble Ridge Drive. The police crews went to the location, but no one answered the door, so they got a search warrant. The officers went inside the house at 11 p.m. on Sunday night. LaToya had been shot, and Julius had appeared to have killed himself. The investigators believe he first shot his wife to end his life. All right, so you see what happened. There's laws, there's scriptures on this, so we're gonna go into the scriptures. But the laws aren't being pushed into society, so stuff like this happens. This is a normal thing. Somebody decides, somebody get mad at the other partner, now they just leave. They want to leave. Where it's not about it's not about the roles anymore. Like, okay, this man can provide, he's done everything he's supposed to do it for the household, so I'm gonna stay. They don't even think of that. But really, they're not supposed to be leaving anyhow. But I'm just saying, they don't even think of that. Like, okay, this man is doing everything he's supposed to do. We just having issues right now. Let's resolve the issues, and we're gonna stay. And I'm gonna stay with my man. No, they choose to go and cheat and go deal with other men and leave their husband, and that's adultery. Let's go ahead and go into the scriptures, though. Let's go into it. And this is for the women that are believers. You know, who believe. You know, who are in the truth. But really, it's supposed to be for these other women in the world too. You're not supposed to leave your husband. Let's go ahead and go to it. Okay. I'm gonna start at the 9th verse. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 9. Words from Paul. It says, "But if they cannot contain, let them marry. For it is better to marry than to burn, be burning with lust." You know, committing adultery and doing other things like that. So it's better to be joint together with somebody than to be walking around dealing with other people's woman or husband, or let's say men can't really commit adultery, but if a woman lays with another man, when she already has a man, that's adultery. Or if a man lays with another woman's wife. So to prevent doing that, just get your own. That's what the scripture is basically going to. If you cannot be by yourself, then that's when you find somebody. It says, "And unto the married I command, yet not I, but the Lord, let not the wife depart from her husband." So that's words right here. All right. Paul had the spirit of Yahweh Shai, and the Lord put in his spirit to say these words. All scripture is written for reproof, correction, instruction, and righteousness. Let's keep reading though. "But, and if she depart, let her remain unmarried, or be reconciled to her husband, and let not the husband put away his wife." Okay, that's not supposed to be doing that. The scriptures have there is scriptures on, like, let's say if she's not going the way which he want, then he can put her away and stuff like that. Or if she's just not right now, she's not acting right, or if she commit adultery. There's certain little scenarios where if those things happen, then you just put them away. But if they seek to dwell with you and there's nothing going on, which we didn't see nothing in this news article, they're not supposed to leave. Because he made you mad or you're not happy right now. Little stuff like that. That's why people get to leave in marriages over some nonsense. And you're not supposed to do that. And then it's clear today, I'm pretty sure, she probably already had somebody else. That's why she wanted to leave. That's what happens typically a lot of times. Women will leave that marriage and go deal with somebody that they been wanting to deal with. I'm finally free. Let's keep reading though. To go ahead and commit adultery, because she's still subject to that man. And true marriage is sex, by the way. But let's read. It says, let me read it again. "But if she depart, let her remain unmarried, or be reconciled to her husband, and let not the husband put away his wife." But now it's going to this part. This is the 12th verse. "But to the rest speak I, not the Lord. If any brother hath a wife that believeth not, and she be pleased," it says, "and she be pleased to dwell with him, let him not put her away." This is the way he ran. That's the way he was telling them, because he really, it's really not. You can't be all like wrathful and stuff, man. If a woman, because guess what, the Lord could end up having that person come into the fold or to the truth or start believing. So that's why he was telling them that you don't put them away. Because the Lord could easily have that person start believing. All right, it says, the 13th verse, "And the woman which hath a husband that believeth not, and if he be pleased to dwell with her, let her not leave him." She's not supposed to be just leaving. "Oh, fuck it, I'm going to leave." No. Now, the husband can do that, but the woman is not supposed to do that. It says, "For the unbelieving husband is sanctified by the wife, and the unbelieving wife is sanctified by the husband. Else were your children unclean, but now ye are holy. But if the unbelieving depart, let him depart. A brother or sister is not going under bondage in such cases, but the Most High hath called us to peace. So if they depart, then that's different. But let's go into this scripture. Let's see. What was I finna get? Okay. We already know the scriptures about committing adultery. All right. Let's see. Let's go ahead and read Leviticus 20:10. And the man that committed adultery with another man's wife, even he hath committed adultery with his neighbor's wife. The adulterer and adulteress shall be put to death. Okay. So a man's not supposed to lie with another man's wife. But guess what? She's in the wrong too, because she had a husband. And that's all that was going to happen when she left him anyways. Adultery. All right, let's see. Let me go to the scripture. Let me see. Let me go to the Google and get it real fast. Because that's whenever a woman is loose from her husband. Let's see. Here we go. This is Romans 7 verse 2. Let's go to this Romans the 7th chapter. It says, Know ye not, brethren, for I speak to them that know the law, how that the law have dominion over the man as long as he liveth. Okay. It says, for the woman which hath a husband is bound by the law to her husband so long as he liveth. But if the husband is dead, she is loose from the law of her husband. So guess what? When a woman is married to a man, she's still bound to that man until he dies. She can't just go off and be like, "Oh, I'm tired of this dude. I'm finna go and just fuck other dudes, or I'm gonna go do what I want to do. I'm tired of being subject to that man." Well, no, you're still subject to him until he dies. Thus said the scriptures. It says, "So then, if while her husband liveth, she be married to another man, she shall be called an adulteress. But if her husband be dead, she is free from that law, so that she is no adulteress, though she be married to another man." That's why the scripture said earlier in Corinthians that if she leaves that man, she's supposed to stay single. Now, if she commits adultery, then he's not supposed to take that woman back. Let me see if I can find that scripture. Let me see. A man's not to take a woman back if she does this. Let's go ahead and see if I can find it. Let's see. Let me see. I think it said. Let me see. Oh, this is another good scripture. This is not what I was thinking of, though. This is Matthew chapter 5, verse 32. But I say unto you that whosoever shall put away his wife, saving for the cause of fornication. Let me see that. Whosoever shall put away his wife, saving for the cause of fornication, illicit sexual acts, it says, causeth her to commit adultery. And whosoever shall marry her that is divorced committed adultery. All right. And that's what was going to happen in that situation, that news article. Let's see. It's another scripture I'm trying to look for. It's another one. It says, "And I say unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication," so an illicit sexual act, which would be one of them, is adultery. She lays with another man while she's with you. And then, there's other illicit sexual acts, but that one that's speaking about adultery. She committed adultery, but other illicit sexual acts would be like sodomy and sex with beasts and stuff like that. It says, "And shall marry another, committed adultery, and whosoever marrieth her which is put away doth commit adultery." So the man that would have laid up with her and had sex with her, he would have committed adultery. But the Lord just had off her, him, her, and the man. But that's not how the things work. Now let me get the scripture on. Let's see. Raymond. All right. This goes to show that man can't commit adultery unless he sleeps with another man's wife. But women can. Because if they have a husband and they lay with another man, that's adultery, no matter what. This is Exodus 21:10. If he take him another wife, her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage shall he not diminish. So if he take another wife, men can have multiple women. All right? But as for women, they can't. And that's why that's why a lot of women, they end up trying to lead a man and all that stuff. You know, women are different from the guy. You know, a guy can mess around and they're not supposed to do this anyhow, but you know, a guy can mess around and go and fool around and then not even catch emotions or anything like that. But women, they get emotionally tied with that person and all that stuff. And that's just by nature, because women are not supposed to have multiple partners. They're meant to have one partner. You know? But ultimately, that's what that woman wanted to do. She wanted to be free from the law of that man, but she can't until he dies. So, you know, the Lord basically just stopped that adultery from happening, which was going to happen. You know? Let's see, and lastly, I'm going to end it off with the scripture going to the bill of divorce. But it's actually a law that goes into, basically, you don't, like, that scripture basically said it. But it's another scripture I've seen too, where it's like, if a woman commits adultery, you don't take her back. You know? But other than that, you're not supposed to be putting her away for no reason. And a woman definitely ain't supposed to be. Women aren't even supposed to be choosing who the hell their partner is. Their father would choose them, or you know, back then, you know, they'll get engaged with a man. A man, like, ultimately, the men chose the woman. Men would lay hold of women and stuff like that. Women weren't choosing their partners. You know, and then if the man laid hold on to her, you know, then he had to pay the father the shekels of silver to have her as his wife. You know, but now that women are just choosing, they're undecisive, so they have all these damn partners. They don't know what the fuck they want. But let's see. Let me end it off with this. Let's see. Bill of divorce. It's in the New Testament. This is basically a story, but it's multiple scriptures that go into it. Let's see, is this what I'm talking about? No, this is not the one I want. Alright. Bill of... I guess I'll read that one. Salakia. It says, and they said, Moses suffered to write a bill of divorcement and to put her away. And Yahushua answered and said unto them, for the hardness of your hearts, he wrote you this precept. But from the beginning of creation, Most High made them male and female. For this cause shall a man leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife. And they twain shall be one flesh, and they are no more twain but one flesh. They're joined together through the act of sex. It says, what therefore the Most High have joined together, let no man put asunder. You know, they go to them trying to, trying to leave the marriages and all that stuff, man. You know, like when somebody gets married, they're actually meant to be together. But that's been destroyed in this society. A lot of adultery happens to where the man has to leave the woman. You know, women aren't in order. It's different stuff that happens, man. You know, but in that situation, she wasn't gonna do nothing but go commit adultery anyways. You know, she probably was doing it already, knowing her so-called, knowing these women. You know, it's like women she messing around was already doing it anyhow. You know, but that's what I wanted to go into real fast, man. Quick little lesson going into adultery. The only way a man can commit adultery is by laying with another man's wife. And women, if they have a husband, they're subject to that husband until he dies. That's how it's supposed to be. You know? And then let's say if she did go, if he did write the bill of divorcement, she wasn't supposed to be having like 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, however many different husbands and men. She would be stuck with them. Like I said, she got another man. She was stuck with that man. It's not no how it is in the society. Women having all these partners and shit. That's wickedness. But see, the Lord judged her for that. That news article. She was finna go commit adultery. But anyways, Lord will, this was edifying. I'm gonna end it off by saying, call halal Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakabadash. Until next time, Shalom.